So, well, that does look a lot like a creeper. Actually, not sure if it does anything. We shoot it while it's down there like that. I assume it doesn't, although it is still making that little whatever that is below it. Well.
Alright, we just need to find this creature and determine what it's... Kila. What is that?
Yeah, see, here's the thing. That's a plant?
That does not look like any plant I've ever seen. This may be problematic.
That's one way to look at it. Shepard, you sure you want to be doing that? Okay. That's an Asari that doesn't look happy.
Your every step is a transgression. 1,000 feelers appraise you as meat, good only to dig or decompose. I speak for the old growth as I did for Saren. You are within and before the Thorian. It commands that you be in awe.
Okay, so no big deal or anything. We're just talking to this giant, sentient, mind-controlling plant that is speaking to us through an Asari that it is currently controlling. Yeah, we're totally fine. Totally fine. We're just here to make a deal.
You gave something to Sarah. Something I need.
Saren sought knowledge of those who are gone. The old growth listened to flesh for the first time in the long cycle. Trades were made. Then cold ones began killing the flesh that would tend the next cycle. Flesh fairly given. The old growth sees the air you push as lies. It will listen no more.
Okay, so sounds like what this Asari clone is saying is that Saren has already been here and negotiated with the Thorian, and they made some kind of deal, some kind of trade, and Saren didn't really hold up his end of the bargain. I'm assuming that the cold ones is probably referring to the Geth, since they are not warm-blooded creatures by any means, and so they were killing something here, which the Thorian was not terribly pleased about, and so now the Thorian is saying, well, that other guy lied to me, so I don't believe you. I don't trust you either. Let the colonists go?
I won't let you keep your thralls. Release them, now.
No more will the Thorian listen to those that scurry.
That's one way to
Your
refer to
lives
us.
are short, but have gone on too long.
Okay,
Your blood
well,
will feed the ground and the new growth.
great. Yeah, so they want to turn us into fertilizer. Let's stop them by sending you down into a bottomless pit. So, that Asari clone can in fact be a very difficult enemy. But as it turns out, there is in fact a bottomless pit directly behind her, which we were conveniently able to use to throw her off into that, and, well, she is no more. But, there are those Thorian creepers that we walked past previously that are now almost directly on top of us, so, let's do something about them. And I thought I saw another red dot here. Yep. Okay, so we've already knocked him down. And, one thing... Oh, hold on. So let's see. Saren sent the Geth to Ferris to destroy an alien life form known as the Thorian. Why Saren wants this parasitic plant creature destroyed is still unclear, but it has evidently taken control of most of the colonists back in Zeus Hope. The big thing is that we are now seemingly looking to destroy the Thorian because it wants to kill us. The Thorian is not interested in talking. Find a weak point on the enormous creature and take it down. So that we shall try to do. But, one other thing to bear in mind is that on this occasion, because crowd control is going to be so important here, where, I mean, as you can probably guess, I'm expecting for us to run into a lot of those Thorian creepers, and they, at times, could start very close to us and outnumber us significantly and rush us down fairly quickly. So, for those reasons, the damage from our weapons, probably not quite as important as, say, knocking opponents down onto their feet and incapacitating them, because then, while they're incapacitated, sure, they aren't dealing damage to us, and we may not deal quite as much from a DPS standpoint, but it does mean that we just have more time to deal with them, and so that is probably preferable, and that means that even for people who are not trained on their shotguns, it might be worth using them here. There are the explosive rounds that we have on Liara's weapon, and there we have some exploding Thorian creepers. Okay, well, and there you have it. That one probably would have gotten to us had we not blown it back with some of our shotguns.
Definitely something different.
Okay, notice that there. There's the explosive rounds. You can tell the difference between. I think it's Liara who has them, right? I'm pretty sure it's Liara. Yeah. High explosive rounds. So that's. I mean, we talked about it previously. We did equip this a while back, but because Liara is not trained in this weapon, we didn't have her using it very often. So it deals a lot of damage. Most importantly, it has a blast radius and actually has 500 weapons force, which means it'll send opponents flying. That is the primary reason why we want it here. But with all that heat generation means she can fire it once, maybe twice, and then it will overheat, so her rate of fire is significantly reduced. However, we saw or heard Tali make some mention of this being of some significance. And there you can see the bottom right corner, the Thorian node has some life there, which, well, we can, of course, then proceed to take it out. Now, technically speaking, there are some of these creepers that, well, sometimes they come up, sometimes they come up immediately, sometimes they come up after you've either started to damage or actually taken out a Thorian node such as this, but it does vary a bit from occasion to occasion. So technically speaking, you can sort of, and if you don't do it correctly, the way you trigger them, then sometimes they will actually just hang out in their sort of fetal position and never emerge, in which case technically you're missing out on some experience. So there is technically some nuance to maximizing the experience out of here. I'm probably not going to do it perfectly, but in theory, just let that be known that that is potentially a factor. I don't think we're going to miss out on a ton here, but hopefully we'll at least get the majority of it. So down this goes. And the Thorian is not pleased.
That had the desired effect, I believe. A few more and it will be severely hurt.
Okay, so that's the idea, is find more of those, destroy them, and in doing so, destroy the Thorian. We did, of course, see these guys, which at least, as of right now, are not active. I mean, there's the Thorian itself, but can't attack it directly, or at least doesn't do anything to it if we do. So we're just going to ignore you for the time being. And the Thorian, however, is not going to go down without a fight. It's not this simple, because you may remember, the Asari clone, well, was a clone. And so, see, the thing is, there are clones of them. And what I'd love to do is, if we can find her, which I thought she was going to appear right here, but perhaps not. Not entirely sure what they're shooting at. Oh, there you are. She's actually very strong. So, the first clone, we took out fairly easily, like, because she was hanging out right there next to the endless pit. But on this occasion, it does get a little more complicated. Oh, you're down here now. Fortunately, we have a lot of abilities that can incapacitate people. That is kind of the whole point of our team composition here. Okay, now these creepers start getting up. But, yeah, basically... Ooh, I think there's more where those came from. But, as the name clone would imply... We're going to see, let's see more of the clones. And, there is the attack. The attack that Thorian creepers do. You might have missed it, but, if you look at Liara's HP, then it should be pretty clear that, whatever it was quite effective. It is basically a projectile vomit toxic attack that ignores shields. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. but they can only do it at close range, which is why I have been deliberately trying to keep us at a distance here, or at least incapacitate them whenever they get close to us, for fear of them doing that to us, because, well, as you saw, one of those, and it practically took Liara out from that alone. So it is pretty important that we keep them far away from us, and we might give Liara a second here to get some HP back, because it is toxic damage, so that's why getting the medical interfaces on was important. If we did not have that on, in fact, it was, what, like 65% toxin resistance? Probably would have died from that attack had we not had it. And it does also give her some life regeneration, so the toxin, or the damage over time from it, should now have worn off, so she should be up to full healing capacity. Just give her a second here, and sort of like when we were going through Zoo's Hope to take out the colonists, or incapacitate the colonists, taking that one slow and steady, I think this is another case similar to that, where it's just, it can get significantly more difficult if you try to rush this mission, because these guys can easily outnumber you and overwhelm you. And that one may just never pop up. These ones may wait for us to attack the Thorian more. Of course, we don't really want them to pop up when we're right next to them. That becomes very problematic. However, we do have a weapon locker here that we can loot. The Thorian or its creepers are making some pretty weird sounds. And we get, what is this? Decent pistol. Actually, that's tied for our best pistol, in fact. Decent shotgun as well. Okay, well, here come the creepers. Carries Liara's high explosive shotgun. I mean, it's great. Taking out one of them. Or at least knocking one of them down. But this is looking like a singularity situation. So this is why Liara's here. For this. Because that's pretty sweet. Basically, just send all them flying. And giving us plenty of time to incapacitate them. In theory, there's still one more right in the corner here. Yep. So Liara's singularity is huge. Lift, throw, also very helpful. Stasis is very good for locking down one enemy at a time, but doesn't have the same AoE that Liara's abilities do. So our abilities probably a little bit better, or at least stasis, a lot better for taking out, say, the clone whenever that pops up. But Liara may be more of a specialist for the Thorian creepers. And then Tali, so she was here primarily for the Geth at the beginning of the mission. Now in this situation, a little bit tougher against the Thorian creepers because, well, they are not synthetic enemies, and that is generally what Tali specializes against. So down goes the next node, and we should be seeing a little more attention now, I think, from those creepers that we passed previously, and or another clone. Let's send out Tali as our sacrificial lamb here. Get their attention. Perhaps. I thought that would have been enough. Unless they're actually above us, they may be above us. Thought they were the ones that we passed. May need to actually double back a little bit. We want to, again, the question of, you know, like, to what extent do you want to try to make sure that you actually get all those creepers to spawn in to maximize the experience? Or you find just zooming through? Oh, I think we found the clone somewhere over here. Or, nope, creepers from, actually, yep, so they were, in fact, a level above us. And so, well, we can't hit them from here. That is another thing, is that in this area, there's, I mean, it's basically just a huge amphitheater. So, you can get a lot of people from a long distance away or from across the arena. So this is definitely the type of situation we'd much rather have, is these creepers way over there. We have plenty of time to shoot them down before they actually reach us. Okay, and here is the clone. So she will basically pop up every time we take out one of those neural clusters or whatever they're called. So let's use our stasis for her, because otherwise she becomes a pretty big threat. So So I think this is our key thing. Is using stasis to take her out, because really good at locking down one specific enemy for a long time. And that's particularly relevant for the clone, who's just the strongest enemy of this group, of course. There's another creeper. There are 2 other creepers. Whereas something like Singularity, better at incapacitating numerous enemies simultaneously, like so. That guy is not dead. That guy is definitely dead. Thanks, Liara. Okay, so let's see. Now this area has opened up to us. Previously, this was locked. There are, I believe, also some areas in here where, technically speaking, I guess you could call it a bug, where you can either get stuck, or I think there are just places where you technically like fall through and get killed, or you just like technically it's like a, I don't know what, you're like standing outside the bounds of the world or something like that, and you do automatically die. So I think when and where we can, let's actually try to save. I'm surprised we can save here, in fact, because, well, there's, needless to say, some additional creepers here. Fortunately, they're not all coming up simultaneously. Otherwise, that would be an issue. That one was getting a little closer than I would have liked. And I believe what happens on this occasion is that, the creepers start to pop up as we damage the nodes. So you'll see at the moment, most of them are still hanging out down there, but if we shoot this again... Yep, another one pops up. And gets exploded. And the health of the neural node, I believe, is actually directly tied to how many creepers are currently standing. So, like, we still have several of them hanging out down here, which means they'll still take a fair bit of damage, this node. But as we reduce the number of them... Okay, now it's doing the attack, which hit Liara and Tally simultaneously. That's not good. And the thing is, I think Liara hit one of the creepers, and then the area of effect was big enough to actually hit the node, which, yeah, got another one that was right next to us to actually come to life, and that was the one that ended up dealing damage to us. So let's maybe take a second here, and it doesn't look like they took quite as much damage as Liara did the original time that she got hit by this vomit attack, and it might have just been that we took it out before it was vomiting for quite as long as it did last go round. And like I was saying when we were going through the Zoo's Hope colony, technically, you can use your anti-Thorian grenades on this occasion, and it does immediately take them out, so that is definitely a good safety net. If you do have any remaining, it's just that you might have used all of them going through the colony. That was another reason why I was deliberately trying to punch them a little bit more than I was actually throwing the grenades out. But anyways, let's... Oh, get this. Thorian is not pleased. Was that the last? Did we actually take this out? I think we did actually take this one out. Well, was that the clone? I honestly didn't even see it much. I know this is the creeper, or a creeper. Is that the clone, though? I think it is. It is indeed. Let's stasis you. I think it's already dead. Oh, no, it is not. Very much not dead, in fact. Okay, I still may not be dead. In the meantime, that creeper is dead. No, it's down now, for sure. But there are still more creepers. Okay. In theory, that's everyone from this wave. Let's carry on, then. And there are, I think, occasionally going to be some spots for us to get some loot, like we saw previously. There was a weapons locker. We do still want to keep an eye out for that. There's some more creepers there. Yeah, like I think this might be one of the places where you need to be particularly careful. That you can potentially go to one of those areas where you can either get stuck or get just automatically killed by going into the wrong place. You know, it's not immediately apparent why that would happen. Ooh, look at this. We get a Unity amp. Biotic amp's tough to come by. Which, not sure it's going to be an upgrade for anyone here, but it's probably at least worth taking a look. Oh, definitely not an upgrade for us. I think this is the one we just picked up. And then Liara, I'm pretty sure, still has our best amp. Yeah, definitely not better than that one. So, you know, in case Caden still needs one, sure, but otherwise, probably going to be good. Then, these guys? Are they going to come to life as soon as we approach them, or are they going to come to life only once we start attacking the node? They're coming to life now. And they started pretty close to us. So that's a bit of a problem. Fortunately, we do have a good choke point here. They are, if you could, like, singularity right here. Stop preferably all of them getting to us. That'd be lovely. Is this dead? This is not dead. And it's flying directly over our head. That's not allowed. And now it's dead, and there's a theory. This one here is now dead as well. Ooh, I was gonna say that might be all of them. That's definitely not all of them. Okay, these guys don't appear to come up unless and until we start damaging the neural node. Let's shoot it once to just see. Can confirm that theory. None yet. There we go. Yep, okay. So that does seem as though that's the way that these guys are gonna spawn in. So hilarious, the explosive rounds. The way they go flying every time they get hit. And there goes another one. Okay, and that one's a little bit of a problem, how close that is. It's like, let's just have... Tally, if you could just, like, take a couple steps back here. Give ourselves a little more room to work with here. Play it safe. Okay, yep, because this is the one that gets blasted into the stratosphere. Okay, that's one way to deal with it. Carrying on. Anyone? Anyone? Healer? No? This one? Surely. Okay. Then looks like this is gonna be the last one. Yup. Okay, and away that goes, and our next shot should take this out, which means we're likely to see some more creepers spawn in, and the Asari clone as well. Okay, and our area map has been updated as well. And we have not really been looking at that, but basically it is all just a circle, and it'll say Thorian lair level 1, 2, 3, as you continue to go up. So, and on some occasions you can actually, like I was saying before, because you can sort of get a decent line of sight across this sort of Colosseum-like structure, you can on occasion actually shoot the Thorian nodes from across the area. Now, technically speaking, like I was saying a while back, that may on occasion actually prevent some of the creepers from ever spawning, so from an experience standpoint, it's probably not as good. From an ease, or a difficulty standpoint, it is probably easier to do it that way, though, because, you know, if you don't have as many enemies, then there's fewer enemies to fight. Okay, but we're expecting either creepers, probably many of these to be creepers, these enemies here, but definitely you as well. So let's immediately stasis you before she uses some kind of ability on us. Then let's have Liara. Again, Singularity seems very effective against the creepers. And while you guys are doing that, I'm just going to shoot the clone in the face. I believe is now dead. Whoa, thank you for the explosive rounds. Let's throw you out of here a little bit as well. Is that dead? No, it's this one that's trying to get back up. Yeah, so fortunately, they are not very resistant to biotic attacks. As you can see there, when we do knock them down, it takes them a very long time to get back up, and that is largely the reason why it's so effective to do that, in addition to just also slowing them down, or rather, just keeping them away from us. Further away from us. Distance-wise, because we don't want them to get anywhere near us, really. Okay, so this does appear to be another node. And I think we can drop down here if we really want to, but I'm not sure we have any reason to do that at the moment, when we can just do that. Now, usually when we start attacking the nodes, we see other creepers start running out at us, but maybe not this time. By the looks of things. Of course, as soon as we finish this off, we're expecting another, at least Asari clone, if not more creepers as well.
We're on the right track.
Yeah, not entirely sure where these ones are coming from, though. To be honest with you. Go back down that way, or this way? Where are these enemies? Coming through here? Can we see by spying on them? No, I think they're over in this direction. Can we tell if they're moving? I don't think they are just yet. I mean, the clone usually pursues us pretty aggressively. So I imagine that is still going after us right now. Sometimes what happens is there are areas that are blocked off until you actually destroy the next node. But I think we probably do need to drop down here. I think that is the answer. Especially if we look at our map. Yeah. Yeah. Counterintuitive, but in order to go from level 4 to level 5, you do need to go down before you go up. It would appear... Hey guys! You guys coming to life now, or are you waiting for later? Tally, care to confirm? Wherever you are? Hey guys, wanna join us? Maybe, you know, like, check to see if these creepers are actually gonna attack us? Tally? Tally's the person that I'm trying to send there, and she's the one who is getting stuck. Ready? Go there. Then go there. Then go there. Then go there. Now she's listening. Okay, well, she's right on top of the creepers, and they don't appear to be attacking. I mean, as for that one, not entirely sure. But, these ones, at least in theory, appear to be safe, just that we might get surrounded as soon as we start attacking the actual, node. Oh, Free Fighter at. Oh, these guys all the way up here. Okay, those are the ones we have that are currently active. They're a ways away. Oh, hold on. You did get some of their attention. Yup, Liara. Hold on. I think we're fine. We may not need a singularity yet. We throw you off here. Oh, there's the clone. Okay, so it's important that we lock you down with stasis. That's pretty key. It does look like she was about to use some kind of ability. She is dead. Did someone? Yes, who's that? Tally got hit by a creeper? Okay, now these ones behind us are starting to show up as well. Let's lift you. And then Liara, oh, you already used Singularity. Uh-oh. I was kind of relying on you still having that. This becomes a bit of a problem here. Because we don't have a great way of... Oh, we can still throw this one, but... This guy would have been a problem had we not blown him up. Not dead yet. There we go. Okay, this one here is not dead yet either. Okay, our throw is now back on cooldown. One behind us? There's one floating over there that I'm pretty sure is now functionally dead. And I'm pretty sure there's one coming around the stairs here. I can see several of them moving, so I think they're closing in on us, but yeah, here we go. That's one of them. And I think there's another close behind it here. Oh, that one was not dead. That one did successfully survive being over there. That's a good thing that you saw that, because I was not ready for that one. Okay, I think this one is close. Apparently you can see it. Is it over here? Where is it? No, it's up. Okay, that appears to be the last of the ones that we have currently triggered. And I think we have done a decent job of triggering most, if not all of them thus far. Maybe not initially, but like I said, some of them kind of wait until you actually attack the node to show up. And we are now getting up there. We're on level 5. And so there is neural node there. And more of the creepers. Do these ones care about us yet? Well, there's a clone. She definitely does. She has incapacitated Tally. Not for long, though. Not nearly as long as we've incapacitated her for. And now, there is the node right there. And that has certainly gotten the attention of some of these creepers. And we should do something so that Tally doesn't immediately get demolished. Because she's... Yes, she did just die. We can bring her back with the meta gel for sure. In fact, I'd say we might have done reasonably well going this long without actually having anyone go down. We did kind of just sacrifice her to all these creepers, though, by sending her over there and leaving her there when so many spawned directly on top of her. But this one is our most pressing concern here at the moment. We could stasis it, and since we have the clone already taken care of, we don't need to save that for her. Now, as it currently stands, okay, well, technically, I suppose we got rid of all the creepers that were currently active, and that meant that combat, technically speaking, did end. So Dally did come back, and we didn't need to use a meta-jail. So that worked well. But she is technically still poisoned, so we might need to give her a second here, because I imagine we did have some stray bullets hit this neural node, I think, and that's how we ended up getting some of these creepers to spawn right on top of us. So, well, we know what's going to happen if we hit this again. So if we can hit you from a little bit further back, that might be preferable. That way we have a little bit more time to deal with those creepers once they do start popping up again. I still like to give Tally a little bit more time, though, so that she doesn't immediately get demolished if she gets hit by one of them. But if we're just taking them one at a time and we have everyone able to focus fire and we're not trying to simultaneously take out a clone, then we're probably fine. So, sure. Did I get any of their attention? No, in fact, the node still has most, if not all, of its HP. Anybody? Now we have one. Okay, it's pretty far back. One that goes up. And, well, maybe we just dealt enough damage, or maybe we had to kill one for another one to pop up, but there is another one that is theoretically now active. Might have been that, again, you know, if we miss any of our shots here, chances are we're going to end up hitting the neural node instead. Can you? Yeah, come back this way. Thank you. Yep, I may have hit the node there, because this guy pops up. Oh, you're not dead. Now you are. Or, again, I think on some occasions it's actually waiting for... Whoa! You're not dead yet. Actually waiting for... I thought Liara was an enemy for a second there. Sometimes I think it's actually waiting for you to take out the remaining creepers before it'll spawn in the other ones. Okay, no, I was going to say for a second there, it looked like that was the last of them, but there is, at least in theory, one more over there. But this node doesn't have much more HP remaining. So there it goes. There goes the last creeper. The Thorian is not pleased with us. To the extent that a plant cannot be pleased. That's gross.
I'm free.
Hello?
I suppose I should thank you for releasing me.
What? You have a lot of explaining to do. Are you okay? What just happened?
Is everything all right? Are you hurt?
I am fine, or I will be, in time. My name is Shiala. I served Matriarch Benezia.
Oh, no, that's a name.
She allied herself with Saren. So did I.
Okay, so that does potentially make you an enemy.
She joined him to guide him down a gentler path. But Saren is compelling. Benezia lost her way.
Okay, I mean, we did, of course, already encounter Benezia in Novaria, and, well, it didn't end so well for her. Of course, we did have her daughter basically kill her, or at least we killed her right in front of her daughter's eyes. And she was saying how, yeah, you know, she tried to resist Saren's influence, but ultimately he was, his will just kind of overpowered her. And so, yeah, it does seem as though that is a consistent story from what we heard directly from Benezia.
Are you saying Saren can control minds?
But hopefully that's not what you're implying.
Benezia underestimated Saren, as I did. We came to believe in his cause and his goals. The strength of his influence is troubling.
Benezia sought to turn the river and was swept away.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's one way to putting it, but again, like, if Saren actually has mind-controlling abilities, then that's a pretty big problem. That's a pretty big problem. How could that even be possible?
Asari matriarchs are among the most intelligent and powerful beings in the galaxy. How could one fall under Saren's control?
Saren has a vessel, an enormous warship unlike anything I've ever seen. He calls it Sovereign. It can dominate the minds of his followers.
The ship, you say?
They become indoctrinated to Saren's will. The process is subtle. It can take days, weeks, but in the end, it is absolute. I was a willing slave when Saren brought me to this world. He needed my biotics to communicate with the Thorian, to learn its secrets. Saren offered me in trade. I was sacrificed to secure an alliance between Saren and the Thorian.
Ah, okay. So we did hear at the beginning when we were first encountering the Thorian that it said it made some kind of exchange, Saren and the Thorian, and then the exchange was made, but Saren did something to lie and maybe sent the Geth to start attacking the colonists or something like that, is seemingly what the Thorian was implying. But, and so that's why the Thorian was immediately angry with us, didn't trust us, and proceeded to attack. Although, it appears as though Shiala here was the offering, which is kind of weird. That you just, like, casually offered up one of your crew members or supporters or whatever, however you want to refer to her. I guess still not totally clear what exactly her tie to Saren was, other than just that she was working with him. And, yeah, and then she just casually, just got, like, consumed by a sentient mind-controlling plant until we destroyed it, and then it spat her out. So that's pretty horrible.
Saren's pretty quick to betray his own people.
He was quick to betray the Thorian, too. After he had what he wanted, he ordered the Geth to destroy all evidence of its existence.
Okay.
Saren knows you are searching for the conduit. He knows you are following his steps. He attacked the Thorian so you could not gain the cipher.
What? What exactly does this cipher do?
What's the cipher? And why did Saren need it?
The beacon on Eden Prime gave you visions. But the visions are unclear, confusing. They were meant for a Prothean mind. To truly comprehend them, you must think like a Prothean. You must understand their culture, their history, their very existence. The Thorian was here long before the Protheans built this city.
Ah.
It watched and studied them. When they died, it consumed them. They became a part of it.
Yeah, that's kind of dark. That's like, I would say that's probably too much information territory. Like, did you really, like, the plants ate all the Protheans or absorbed their nutrients through its roots? I mean, is this a carnivorous plant, or is this still a photosynthesizing autotrophic plant? Because, well, it is certainly aggressive when it's trying to defend itself. But, not actually clear if it is. I mean, it sort of ate Shiala, although she's obviously still standing here, so it's not like it consumed her for self-sustenance. So, how is it sustaining life? Is it actually attacking people to do that? And therefore, quite literally eating the Protheans? Or is it just, absorbing their nutrients through the roots, which, although still grim, maybe not quite as much so. Okay, but more importantly, what exactly is the cipher, and what kind of knowledge does it provide us?
So the Thorian taught Saren to think like a Prothean. How?
The cipher is the very essence of being a Prothean. It cannot be described or explained. It would be like describing color to a creature without eyes. To understand, you must have access to endemic ancestral memory. A viewpoint spanning thousands of Prothean generations.
Oh.
I sensed this ancestral memory, the cipher, when I melded with the Thorian. Our identities merged, our minds intertwined. Such knowledge cannot be taught. It simply exists.
Yeah, so you just casually merged minds with the plants. Gotcha. Tens of thousand, hundreds of thousand-year-old plant. That's pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, sorry to say, but we're a human, so we can't do that. So by any chance, you got any plan B?
I need that knowledge to stop Saren.
There is a way. I can transfer the knowledge from my mind to yours, as I did with Saren.
Ah, you were an
Try to
intermediary.
relax, Commander. Slow, deep breaths.
Okay, we're not going to talk about this.
Let
We're just
go
going to
of
go
the
straight into it.
physical shell. Reach out to grasp the threads that bind us, one to another. Every action sends ripples across the galaxy. Every idea must touch another mind to live. Each emotion must mark another's spirit. We are all connected. Every living being united in a single glorious existence. Open yourself to the universe, Commander.
That's intense.
Embrace eternity.
okay.
I have given you the cipher, just as it was given to Saren. The ancestral memories of the Protheans are part of you now.
What was
Okay,
that?
sure. If
Commander
you say so.
Shepard, are you all right?
Don't worry, we'll be fine. You know, just a totally normal experience there. Nothing to bat an eyelash about.
I saw something. It still didn't make any sense.
You have been given a great gift, the experience of an entire people. It will take time for your mind to process this information.
We should get you back to the ship where you can be monitored.
I'm sorry if you have suffered, but there was no other way. You needed the cipher. In time, it will help you understand the vision from the beacon.
Okay, you know, we kind of just went full steam ahead straight into that and didn't really talk about it before, and you kind of just, you know, went all the way up to down and up to 11 without much forewarning. So can we maybe slow down a little bit, talk more about sure, the conduit.
Do you know what the conduit is? Or where it is?
No, I'm sorry. All I know is that Saren believes the conduit was the key to the Prothean extinction.
Then whatever it is, we cannot let him have it.
You have the cipher.
Fair point.
In time, your visions will clear. They will lead you to the conduit. I only pray you find it before Saren does.
Right. Okay. So that's the conduit, and that is, of course, if it's what Saren is primarily looking for, then that is what we are also trying to track down as well. As for the Thorian, I mean, it appears to now be dead.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the Thorian?
When the creature enveloped me, I became
That's one way to
part
put
of
it.
But I still don't truly understand it. So alien, so ancient. Its exact age is impossible to know. It measured time differently. 10,000 years of hibernation broken by a few frantic centuries of activity. Its mind was awesome, magnificent. It transcended all classification. And now it is gone.
Sorry? You do almost sound sad, as if, you know, you miss it. I mean, as you said, you got enveloped by plants. And, you know, that, to most people, I would think would be a pretty traumatic experience and something that they would not really think back all that fondly of.
Don't tell me you feel sorry for that thing.
The Thorian was a unique life form. A sentient being that lived for 50,000 years, maybe more. There is nothing even remotely like it in the known galaxy. I'm grateful you saved me from a life of thraldom. Yet I cannot help but feel some sorrow for the loss of such a rare and remarkable creature.
Now see, remember, we learned that the Thorian was mind-controlling all the colonists. And, well, guess we don't know specifically if that's the case with Shiala as well. Presumably she may be a little bit stronger-willed than them, but then again, I mean, if she was quite literally consumed by the Thorian, then, I mean, she might have been mind-controlled. Her mind melded with the Thorians. So, I mean, we were asking some questions as to, you know, to what extent are there still going to be lingering effects even after we try to take out the Thorian on all those colonists? Or are they still acting strangely? Or now that the thing that was mind-controlling them is gone, are they going to be totally back to normal? And I raise that point because, I mean, if she was consumed by the Thorian and in theory may have been even more mind-controlled than them, then is she okay? Or has she completely lost it? I'm not sure we know definitively at this point. I mean, she's speaking coherently at the very least. But, I mean, you did work with Saren, you were saying. So, could you tell us any more about him? Because we need all info we can get.
What else can you tell me about Saren?
There is little I could tell you that you do not already know. He's powerful, he's charismatic, and he is dangerous. Once I followed him, blind to his true nature. But now I see he's leading the galaxy into an age of darkness and suffering.
Yeah, well, you see, want to help us convince the council that that's the case? Because they don't seem to want to hear that from us. But, I mean, I suppose they've supported us more as of late, but very reluctantly so. As for more about you specifically, I mean, how did you come to be, a teammate of Saren's, and how did you get in this situation to begin with? I mean, I guess we know that Saren exchanged you for the conduit, or the cipher, rather.
I want to know more about you.
There is nothing remarkable about me. I was merely one of Matriarch Benezia's disciples. For nearly 2 centuries, I followed her, learning at her feet. When Benezia revealed her plan to join Saren, she gave her disciples a choice. Only those who were willing had to follow her. Many felt her plan was too dangerous, but I believed in her. I thought she could turn Saren away from his insanity. Instead, we joined him in it.
Yeah, but see, that does raise some questions as to what we should do with you now.
Now that you're free of the Thorian, what are you planning to do next?
If you allow it, I would like to stay here with the colonists. They have suffered greatly, and I played a role in their suffering. I would like to make amends.
I mean, that seems like a noble idea, for sure. The question is, to what extent do we trust her, knowing that she was, at one point in time, at the very least, an ally of Saren's, who is, of course, our primary enemy. That being said, this actually does have some ramifications, potential ramifications at the very least, for the outcome of this mission as a whole, long-term, what the effects will be. So, just bear that in mind. I won't discuss the inner workings of it until we are done with this mission in full, because in case you're playing along with us, I don't want to spoil it for you completely. But let's just say, we'll praise that notion. You know, I think it is, in many ways, a noble idea that she's trying to make amends for the wrongs that she's done.
The colonists will need all the help they can get. They'll be happy to have you on their side.
Thank you, Commander. May fortune smile upon you.